World. Good morning. As you can see by my hair, I'm just waking up. Well, that's not true. I've been up since 3, but I've been in a slumbery state with old Bonita. She was laying on my head purring. Anyway, I found, when I was at the university, they have this shelf of like free books and textbooks that no longer needs. And I randomly, there were so many books that were not for me. They were all like heavy physics and like algebra. But this little book, well, not little, Metamagical Themas, Questing for the Essence of Mind and Pattern. Anyway, I picked it up because I was just like making my lunch at the university. And I thought, you know what? It spoke to me. It spoke to me from the shelf. This thing is wild. I wanted to actually read to you something from it, but upon further reflection, I'll pull some themes later. I'll take some notes and then we'll talk about it. But this thing is crazy, and I find that this always happens. Books and music, really, when the spirit team wants to get chatting. So if you find yourself near books, if one calls to you, reach out, grab it, pick it up, read it. Yeah, real books. I will never own a Kindle. I've tried reading. Even with my library cards, my whole library thing is hooked up to my phone. During COVID, it was useful. I did read a few books off of there. It's not my preferred. I love, like, look at this thing. This thing's a beast. And just the fact that, like, oh my god, look at this guy. Yeah. Anywho, okay. Well, maybe you need to read this book. I don't know. But suffice to say, there's always a message. And especially if you do the flipping, just a random flip of the book to be like, God, do you have a message for me or what? Well, the sun is out a little bit. I'll take it. I'm not dying of the flu. I did sleep a lot. My guts are still not pleased, but I don't know. I just don't seem to be getting as sick as other people, which is wild. Anywho, okay. Let's take a peek. Ugh. You get over here. Okay. What deck would we like to start with? Here, let's put you a little bit like this. Make a little space. Well, I do love the runic. But do we want to start with this deck? Yeah, here, let's start with this deck and then we'll clarify with the runic. Whoa, what's hopping out? Balance. Okay. Duly noted. Okay. Whoa. Let's get comfy. I just need a sip of tea about it. Let's take a moment, you know? Let's just wake up together. Have a cup of tea. Or coffee. Okay. Crowd favorites. God, Jesus Grandma, Buddha Archangels, all ascended masters, all of my benevolent ancestors. Anyone that you're working and praying with, so long as it's not Debbie Devil. Okay. Sometimes the cards have interesting smells. So, how many people over the Christmas holidays heard from people that they do not want to hear from? Raise your hand. Okay, well, Grandmama. Ooh, third eye chakra. Ooh, we got the number 6. Seeing through the eyes of love. Those spiritual eyes. Okay. Oh, obstacles and challenges. Now, what I find so funny about this card, though, is that if we're to be honest, like, yes, when you are on a precarious ledge that doesn't have any railings, you get a little wobbly, even though there is space. There is ample space. It's not a tightrope. But if we were to be honest, though, this isn't the biggest gap. Can we be honest about it? It's not the biggest gap. So, we also see a shit ton of orbs. Like, being spiritually, oh yeah, going back to the book, it's like being spiritually guided. And then, we have this, like, very fortuitous and ominous looking, well, I guess it could go either way. It could be fortuitous if you see it as a sign from your spirit team, or it could be ominous, as in like, oh, this is a spirit that's watching over this space, and it doesn't want you here. It's the first time I've really noted that his freedom toes are all over this thing. Oh, I wonder if he drew it with his toes. Oh, I've never considered that. I love hand to God, every single day. These decks that I've owned for years, every single day, new eyes, I see something new. Yeah, like when you go to the beach and you just drag your big toe in the sand. Okay, so this person's drawing that. Yeah, well, he's building up the courage to take that leap of faith there. Yeah, you know when you procrastinate. So someone's procrastinating by dragging their little toe in the sand, drawing birds. Okay, well, Grandmama. Next card. Oh, prosperity begins. Very nice. Now, technically, this could be someone's own hands doing that, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing someone coming and placing their hand on top with affection. What are these, little peaches? Oh, got a little peach tree. Okay, well, the peaches are coming. Okay. So you need to be guided with your third eye. And if you're not into third eye business, just see it as like a intuition. It seems like you have this last little gap to overcome. You're taking your time a little bit. If you have time to get that big toe out and start making bird drawings, yeah, you're procrastinating. But on the other side is where prosperity begins. Okay. So, what's going underneath third eye chakra? Mental conflict. Oh boy. Well, that's why we need this guy. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get out of the logic. Okay. Okay, so what's going underneath obstacles and challenges? What's this? New beginnings. Exactly. On the other side. And look, she's got her sandals on. A bit more practical. This is the thing. It's like you didn't quite even get on the right footwear for the job. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're about to go off on an epic adventure. I don't know about you, but my feet are sensitive as hell. Like, if I'm at the beach, like, you know, I don't have those types of calluses that I can just be running across every type of terrain. No. Yeah, for these new beginnings, get on the freedom sandies, at least. Like, have the freedom toes out, catch a breeze, but, like, have a bit of soul. Yeah, you need a little soul. Yeah, she's got her walking stick. Like, you're about to go off on some new territory here. Literally new beginnings. You need footwear. Hey, oh my god. Again, just noticing. Look what's behind her. a big brick wall and a big door. See, I'm telling you. Behind that brick door is this business. You're about to, but see, again, you're not trusting. You're not trusting. You're in here, not here or here. Okay. And see, look, it's just a double image of himself. That's literally your own mind, your own shenanigans. Like, you're creating this. It's unnecessary. We all do it. P.S. Like, no judgment. Who hasn't been that fellow? Okay, so prosperity begins. I feel like this is Spirit's hand. Like, you're just, like, having a rest, and Spirit is just like, ugh, girl, my guy, you made it. Let's have a peach. Okay, so what's going underneath? Prosperity begins. Oh, look at this guy. Exactly. And he's got soft arms. Look at this guy. Soft arms. Oh, yeah. That's like my favorite part of taking a bath. You know, when you soak long enough for every gross skin cell that needs to get, you know, and then you take the hard part of your towel and you exfoliate the shit out of yourself. And then you get in the shower and you just cleanse it, and then you're just soft. Just wicked soft. Yeah. Anyway, I just know it. And see, he's got his little sprigs behind his ear. I always liken those. I know the wreath is made not of mint, but I like to imagine that it's mint. That he has fresh breath. Like, look, his beard's trimmed, everything. He's soft. Okay. So, what's going underneath mental conflict? Fulfillment of wishes. See, like, we're almost there. You're almost there. Okay. So, obstacles and challenges, new beginnings. You finally got on your sandals. Appropriate footwear. Victory and success. See, look, you're just tooting away. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're really blasting it. Like, look, he's even got his raised heel. Yeah, see, again, you got your boots on. You got the good footwear. And see, you have the same kind of glow as this guy. See? Look at that big ring. Yeah. See, you start to feel yourself. You're like, oh shit, I'm the emperor. And you're like, oh my god. Prosperity, like all of this good stuff. And then you just get onto that cliff edge. I wouldn't recommend it. People die every single year trying to get a selfie or something stupid. But anyways, suffice to say, you're on the cliff of life, just blasting your little bugle. Oh my god, in triumph. See, it's the same. It's literally, oh my god, it's like literally the card before. Yeah, holy. Okay. Well, it looks pretty decent. Right out of the gate, we're gonna clarify. We won't know until we know, but okay. Let's get out those clarifiers. Okay, well, Grandmama, let's talk about this third eye. Here, we gotta shuffle just to whisper here, because we did use it. I did use it yesterday. Okay. The truth. Exactly. We gotta get you out of here. Like, logic has its place. The mind is a tool. But just like how feelings aren't facts, you gotta get your emotional barometer dialed in so that you can tell the difference between, like, what is your fears, your illusory thoughts, because a lot of times we'll think something, especially when it comes to feelings, like when we're feeling fear, that that's the truth. And sometimes it can be the farthest thing from. So there's something here about, like, for me, even just an emotional state, if I'm heightened emotionally, especially in things like depression, rage, anxiety, like any of those types of emotions, my best thinking is never going to come from there. I have to ground myself. Like I have a whole system to get myself into equilibrium. And once and only once I'm in that state, do I then go into a meditation to open up to being like, okay, what is it I'm not seeing? Or what is it that I am seeing? Like, do you know what I mean? The conditions have to be right for this little butter knife to come through and just cut through. Okay. Okay, so what is the truth? Because there's something that like spirit is really like, you have access to it, but we got to get you out of like quit confusing mental marching as the same as clear direct guidance. And also for me, I always know when something also is coming from my spirit team, because it usually goes against my personality, where I'm like, oh, I would never come up with this. So, and it's rubbing me the wrong way. So I can tell that my personality, it's not coming from my personality. So that's always a good indicator if you want to know if it's coming from spirit. It's usually like counterintuitive. It is not logical. And it's usually something you wouldn't come up with on your own, nor would you want to. Because again, ego would be like, I would never do that. I would never say that. And spirit's like, that's my point. This is why I'm guiding you. Okay. Well, see, there's a green leaf. So spirit is like, I think you're in, I hate the term lack mindset, but there's something here around your beliefs. Believing that something can't be, or that, like, I don't know, there's a mental block here. So we gotta, again, quiet this. Quiet it. You want to distance yourself and see from a higher perspective. And that usually comes from a neutral perspective in distancing. And not in removing yourself, but just to like take the emotionality or the triggering thoughts, right? So with that green leaf, it's like, the truth is that like new life, new beginnings, beautiful things do exist. They're all around you. They're here. You just can't see it. Instead, you're dragging your toe in the sand, drawing little birds, not taking that next step. Okay, so let's talk about the truth. Get one more card to talk about what is the truth. What is the truth that Spirit wants you to know? Now see, this is the Four of Cups, but look at him. See, you're taking your time. He's not even depressed. And see, look who's here. This to me is this prosperity begins, whatever this new beginning is. But yeah, and also like, this is a power pose. This is this. When you get into like body language, sorry, armpits are itchy. So you're really confident in this kind of like, yeah, with that toe dragging, like you're taking your time. Your inaction is making decisions for you. You don't want to do something, and it's like, Spirit is like, so the truth is like, for one, you're not taking action. You're being a little bit lazy about it, to be honest. And it's coming under the guise of, I'm too sad, I'm too depressed. It is a little bit like, I'm gonna keep it real, we're gonna keep it gentle, there's no shame in this. I'm just telling you what Spirit is, it's coming through. That at this point, whatever kind of discomfort around the changes that you want, you're a really participating factor. And you're comfortable in this state. Because in some of the other Four of Cups, you really see the depression. But he doesn't look depressed. He's just leaning back. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, So, Spirit, obstacles and challenges. Let's go. Let's talk about it. The Empress. This is about receiving. It could also be like you want to go towards an Empress. Yeah, there's something about you want something and you're not taking action. You expect your spirit team to just like hand deliver and kind of spoon feed you a little bit. And spirit is like, no, baby boy, baby girl. If you want this thing, you have to apply a lot more effort. This is not how it works. Because see, this looks to me like a ghost spirit horse. Although this Empress has a baby. Yeah, like I feel like it's actually a person, but I also feel like spirit's like, we're here. Like we'll assist as seen in this card. Like we're all around you. We're supporting you, but like we cannot do all the work for you. You have to like, this energy is kind of like, yeah, you gotta knock it off. What's so interesting is there's a bird here. And what are you drawing with your big toe? A bird. So yeah, so what I hear is like, this is the thing though, I talk about this a lot. People usually sabotage good things over bad things because it's the fear of having the very things that you want. So, I believe there's a person, it could also be a place or a thing, but there's something that, again, like you're drawing, you want this, it's like right in front of you. And all you have to do is just literally step over that tiny crack, make a move, and then prosperity begins. I'm also, yeah, this maple leaf has fallen. Well, maple trees do give us syrup. Syrup is real sweet, isn't it? Now, there's some real sweetness here, okay. Who's this Empress? Or what does the Empress represent if not a person? Temperance. We talked about this yesterday. AKA Temptress. Look at this beauty queen. See? Look at this hair. Okay, I'm telling you, it's a person. You have your eyes on a person, and you're not making moves. And the mental conflict, you can call it anything else, but this is just really around your own confidence and around a fear of either being rejected or subconsciously of actually getting the thing that you want. I'm telling you, people always focus on the like, what happens if it doesn't work out? It's always the, what if it did work out? We're so used to feeling shitty, to having shitty things, that when the idea of actually receiving the very best of the best kinds of people, the best kinds of love, the best kinds of experiences, it's actually far more scary. Because for so many of us, the devil we know is like all the shitty experiences. So the devil you don't know is just like how beautiful things can be. But you gotta take that step. You gotta take that leap. It's not even a leap. It's just like one little foot over. Boop. Yep. You're just drawing with your toe. Yeah, you're just looking at that Empress. You see that bird sitting beside the Empress, and you're just drawing that bird. Oh boy. Yeah, you don't even have your sandals on. You say you're ready, but you're not ready. But you could be ready. Okay. Prosperity begins. Are you gonna take it? Peaches? Yeah, peaches. The Emperor. Oh, God, thank God. Oh, boy. Okay, so we got two Emperors here. Or is there another Emperor in town who's about to take this Empress? Uh-oh. Ooh, because that's also, maybe that's why your spirit team is like, get a move on, because Time doesn't wait for anyone. This Empress is about to be snarfed up by this big muscly dude. And not that we should be comparing bodies here. It's not, because all bodies are good bodies, but I'm just saying, this guy looks real fucking intense. He does not look like he waits for anything. He's about to, I don't know. Let's find out. Who is this Emperor? Is this you? Is this you, or is this a different Emperor? Uh-oh. Justice. To me, because of the two scales, yeah, I'm gonna say this is a different Emperor. And they're the one putting their hand on top, because look at where your hands are. Instead of putting it on top of the other hand that's been waiting for you, you're like this. This is a defensive posture. Okay. Let's get into your mental conflict. What are we mentally conflicted about? The Hanged Man to the Devil. See? This is what I mean. It's the devil. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Fear. And the Hanged Man, like, this guy's ass over tea kettle. He's falling off of a cliff. That's the only reason he has a different perspective. Going back to the cliff, remember I said, oh, don't stand too close. Exactly. Anyway, yeah, you fell off the cliff. You have a bit of a different perspective, but this is what this mental conflict is about. You're not seeing something accurately. There's just a lot of nonsense going on in here, and a lot of excuses, to be honest. Because that's the thing that we also do to ourselves. We'll give ourselves our own excuses as to why we don't want to do something, to be like, oh, you know what, I didn't really want that anyways. Lies. Yeah, there's some kind of... You're lying to yourself, and you're creating unnecessary obstacles. Okay, the next card is New Beginnings, though. Let's talk about it. Okay, Grandma. Judgment. Well, this is about making a big decision. But again, when I see your kind of original energy, remember what I was saying? Like, by your lack of participation and kind of a disinterest, like, you're really comfortable in that state. And, like, this to me just looks like decimation. So, I don't know. It's almost like a choice. It literally gets made for you because you refused to make a move, to go towards the thing. So you still get a new beginning, but I don't think it's on your terms, and it doesn't look like it's the thing that you wanted. Okay, hold on. So what is judgment to new beginnings? The Queen of Cups. But see, they're both past facing. I don't know, there's just something here about being comfortable. Being comfortable, like, thinking about things, and even when it's come and gone, now you're gonna live out this fantasy of, like, what could have been, the person who got away, you know, like, but it's also just like, dude, you literally just could have had it. Like, there's these things, and that's how life works, unfortunately, in both good and bad ways. Life, time, death, like, there's just certain things, it just doesn't discriminate. And there's a pulse, there's a rhythm. And sometimes you'll be fortunate enough to get a couple go-arounds if you miss out due to things like fear. But then there's just a point where it's like, okay, time's up. Time's up. And even with judgment, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. The new beginnings don't really look like a new beginning. I just see you now. A decision gets made for you, and now the new beginning is now just you being comfortable in this very passive state, and now just thinking about what was and holding it up I don't know. Okay. Let's get one more for your new beginnings. Judgment to the Queen of Cups. The Tower. This is the thing. You're about to have a Tower moment. It looks... Decisions are going to be made on your behalf. This is what happens when we don't participate. By default, you not making a decision or like making an action is a decision. So then life's and decision gets made, and you don't necessarily love it all the time. Like again, with all this decimation, it's like you really lose out. Okay, so let's talk about this Emperor. Authority. So, Grandma. Knight of Pentacles. See, the Emperor is very decisive, takes immediate action, and yet this card is being denoted by the Knight of Pentacles. But like, look at that. Like, the horse isn't moving. There's like no action. It's a lot of thinking. Just think, dreaming. But it's not being actually grounded into anything solid. And there's like a defensiveness. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if there's people in your life being like, because with that Queen of Cups, I think you're gonna have a really strong emotional outburst. And then it's gonna feed this narrative of like being like, see, I don't get the things ever that I want. But it's like, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything at all. In fact, I don't know. Okay, so tell me about your Knight of Pentacles. To the Wheel of Fortune. Now see, we saw that Wheel of Fortune kind of in this Empress. See, now you want the Wheel of Fortune to spin, but the Wheel of Fortune was already spinning. It's at the beginning of the reading. You just had to take a step. One step. So again, I see this as this Empress energy. And you have this pentacle, but like, you're not moving. It's like you really expect everything, including the Wheel of Fortune, to spin for you. There's something around, you have the idea that like, you're this emperor, but you're acting almost like the Empress, where you're just sitting back and you're not taking any action. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles to the Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Wands. Yeah, see, oh, that's why, because the other, I see. Yeah, because we forgot about this other Emperor, this guy. This guy swoops in. The Emperor Justice guy. He swoops in, and he's above you. He's above you in this row. And so, that puts a little bit of steam in you, but just to like demote you to a Knight of Pentacles, and it's literally the slowest moving one. The horse is literally not walking. It's not going anywhere. So again, it's this stance of like, that Empress is mine. Well, no. For one, nobody belongs to anybody, but you haven't made a goddamn move. Hate to be a little bit, I'm sorry, but the energy that I'm reading, forever who this is for, this is like, you need to hear it. I'm not a reader that is gonna sugarcoat everything. Now that I am seeing everything, it's like, your spirit team is like, it's here. You're just comfortable being in a mindset, in a way of being. And so, but then when the things that you want, that you've had ample time to go after, And see, now you want to like fight for this person or like this thing. But it's like, to be honest, because also the Nine of Pentacles is like single as a Pringle. Okay, so let's talk about fulfillment of wishes. Nine of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups. Well, I will give you this. You are at least tenacious in your mind's eye. Like, I can see that technically you want this Empress. But lots of people want lots of things, you know? Again, Horse, not moving. What else is new? To me, it's literally just all thoughts. You're someone, whoever I'm speaking to, it's just you're living in a very fantastical realm. And I'm not saying that it's not true to you. I do see that you want this thing, this Empress, this experience. But because we see so much mental conflict and you're not seeing like the truth of things, and I see that you're very comfortable in this like victim kind of mentality, not making a lot of effort here. Okay. So this is like, again, it's going back to this person. Yeah. Okay, so like you're attracted, you desire. Okay, but like, okay. Okay, so your victory and success, but to be honest, this is past facing. I don't know, man. Victory and success, let's clarify. The Sun. Okay, well these horses are moving. Okay, so what just happened between that last card to this? Like, what gets you going? Because now we see there is movement. Okay, Berkana. You want to make the offer. Okay, but do you make the offer? Let's go to Triumph. Okay. The Fool. Okay, so you do get a new beginning. But does this new beginning include... No, I think the new beginning is, I think this is going to be, this is part of the hard lesson. Unfortunately, this is how it goes sometimes. Now guys, I always include myself in these stories. I have been this person, 100%. All of these things that I have said, I have been, absolutely. And in my own experience, it sometimes takes, it has to smart so good and so bad to be like, holy shit. The only one who's responsible here for not knowing how that was going to play out, and I probably could have had it, was because, yeah, I felt entitled, I felt like the world owed me, I felt like I didn't have to apply anything, I expected that the universe would just throw it in my lap with no effort, no challenge. Yeah, I could just sit back. Because, like, this looks pretty... Because that's on top of the new beginnings. So the new beginning for you is going to be, ouch. It's going to emotionally hurt. And it's going to make you realize to learn the lesson that will then allow you to move in the future towards the things that you want. And get it. It has to be this way. That's what that judgment is. Because I'm telling you, there's something, you're too soft and comfortable. It really, I just keep hearing, it's a victim mentality. You're not going to want to hear it. You're probably already clicked off. That's okay. This is what the cards are saying. It's clear as day. So in a way, this Empress is the catalyst for you to learn and grow, to level up, That's the thing, we're always talking about leveling up. A lot of times leveling up is like through eating shit. You know? We give away our autonomy. You are the emperor. You're not acting like an emperor. There's no action. And so only when something is taken away that really meant a lot to you, do you then realize, okay. Where yeah, like all of a sudden you take action, but I don't see this Empress coming through. But what I do see is the new beginning is you've walked away now. And this is like rooted. It's rooted. This Hermit is a big rooted tree. And see, you do have a companion. It's just not the Empress. Okay, so what happens? Anything between you and the Empress, or does the other Emperor get the Empress? The Chariot to the Two of Pentacles. See, this is the Justice guy. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the Empress, that Emperor makes a move. And see, this is what I was saying yesterday. This Two of Pentacles, there's no juggle and struggle. Because there's two of them working together. It's ease. It's camaraderie. So it's like that Empress goes with that Emperor, and she gets in her chariot. Because normally it's the Emperor, but no. It's like this Emperor shows up, presents, and the Empress, who is facing you, her direction is facing you. I think she was hoping for you. And then nothing. And so a good Empress is like, well, she knows her worth, she knows her value. So, yeah, I don't know. And just, it's like the hand movement. Like, look where your hands are. And if we compare, it's just like, he's fierce, his body language is open, he has a look of determination, but this is like standoffish. I don't know. Okay. So, now that you're on a new path, so Spirit, what do you want to tell Collective? The Fool to the Hermit. Yeah, you'll create again. You have everything at your disposal. And see, now look at your energy. This to me more looks like, I mean, your beard's a little bit thicker, but you look more empowered. Again, there's kind of a, the words that keep coming through, it's a laziness and a victim mentality. I know you don't want to hear it. I totally get that. But cock-a-doodle-doo. It's like this loss is going to set you on fire. You actually needed this loss in order for you to get it. It sounds cunty as hell. I know. I have been in this group before. I absolutely have. I totally get it. And it fucking hurts. It smarts when you realize you're your own obstacle. You're your own obstacle in this whole story. Okay. Grandma, to take us out, is there anything else you want to say? Okay, what was the Empress here to teach you? Because I do feel like it's a lesson. Why did the Empress cross this person's path? Oh, well, it could have been a Two of Cups. Yeah, like, this person was supposed, oh my god, clear as day, like, this person, you and this person were supposed to have some smoochies, to go the distance. You didn't do it. Okay, so who is this other emperor? The World. Again, big energy. Yeah. They brought an ending, but a new beginning. Oh. Okay. Now, that being said, hold on, let's get all these guys back in here. Okay, so we see that Empress is, I would say, more than that, but that's done. Just gonna be real, like that seems to be over. Okay, so once you learn this very painful lesson, and I don't think you'll ever forget it, that's the thing about painful lessons, you never forget. And because of that, you get the lesson. Okay, so we do see you being hermity, but does that mean though there'll be someone new for you? Like, let's fast forward into the future a little bit. Is there gonna be someone new for you? Knight of Pentacles. I think you're still, yeah, you're still holding a flame for the Empress. Yeah, okay. Do you want to say anything to that, Grandma? I feel like that Empress has moved on.com. Queen of Pentacles. Well, the Queen of Pentacles has a lot of similarities to the Empress, but it's not quite the Empress. But we saw a lot of Pentacles. Like, your energy was like, yeah, that Knight of Pentacles. There is a slow-moving energy. So, to be honest, what I'm getting from this is that there's actually someone better suited. Okay, well, who's this Queen of Pentacles? And there, oh, see, you have to make a choice now. I think you need to let go of the Empress. That Empress, I'm telling you, she's been swept away by the other Emperor. I know you don't want to hear it, it doesn't sound good, but I need you to, like, lock in on, like, what's happening in your life. It's done. It's done. You got to take this lesson and move forward. Okay, so what's the Two of Swords? Because again, I feel like someone's going to actually show up again who's a right fit for you. Like, you had the opportunity with that Empress. That was the Two of Cups. You didn't make a move. You did not make a move. You had ample time. Universe is going to provide you with someone else, and oh my god, you're back in a Two of Swords, but I feel like it's just you going back to the Empress energy, who has moved on.com. They aren't even an option for you. But in going back to this mental conflict, you're going to make it like you have a choice. You don't. The Empress has moved on. So really it's about, I don't think you actually want new things or healthier things, because it's like as soon as it presents, it's like you get into this energy and pretend like it's like something else, but really it's just like you're afraid. So who is this Queen of Pentacles? Wish fulfillment. Oh my god, like I feel like the universe just keeps giving you opportunities to be like, okay, there's no judgment here. No judgment. We provided you a thing. You didn't participate. So now that option is gone. Well, we see that you're suffering now. You say that you've learned the lesson. So now there's another person that could be a really great fit for you. This is around you actually not wanting good things. It's too scary. And you're trying to pretend like it's about something else. It's not. This is about you, baby boy, baby girl. Yeah, you gotta do some healing. And I think that's why in the last cards, we see the Hermit energy and you going alone. I think it's gonna be in your best interest to actually go it alone. And this is like also a great time to like work with a therapist. Again, even understanding like your attachment style, figuring out your pattern. And going back to this book, it's all about patterns, right? No matter which way he's talking about it, he goes off. But you can't change something unless you recognize the pattern. But your thinking is like, it's just a loop. It's a loop that feeds itself, and it's not accurate. Okay. So, what do you decide? Because on that Two of Swords, there's two people strung up in a tree. And maybe this is the thing, like, stringing people along too. Like, that Empress was looking at you. Like, did the Empress, were they under the belief that you were going to make, like, I don't know, I'm hearing, like, stringing along. So it's like, on one hand, I think you, like, show up a bit to be like, I'm available, I'm looking at you, and then it's just like, nothing happens. The Tower. It's just gonna keep happening. Every time the universe puts someone on your path that is loving, kind, generous, who doesn't seem to be like a ding-dong, who wants you, you are always gonna seemingly choose that Tower. Not the message I know you want to hear. It's the message. Okay, well, hugs and kisses out there. Sometimes I speak from my own experience. Sometimes you just need to hear it straight. Like, it doesn't actually serve anyone to be coddled and handheld or to have light messages. It's just like, sometimes it's just like, hello, this is what's happening. What would you like to do about it? You get to make your choices, but it seems apparent. But this is what I mean about being comfortable. This energy is far more comfortable for you. It's safe, because again, it's the devil you know. It's the outcome you always expect, so you just keep recreating it. Even though you pretend like you're this autonomous, where you're like, no, I'm making the best decisions, I totally am locked in on the truth. It's like, no, you're just afraid. And you're just going to keep repeating the same pattern, and then it's going to hurt, and then you're going to get more to the Four of Cups. Okay, well, maybe this message will bring you inspiration to take a leap of faith, to do things different, and to go after the things that you want, because you deserve it. Okay, stay blessed, stay golden.